guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Gary here, aka the Plastic Boy. If it's your first time here, welcome. If you can tell by the title, today's video is gonna be super special. It's the Morphe Foundation review. So, oh my god, when I put hold on, before we get started with the video, if you guys just want to click that subscribe button, click that bell, just so when I upload a new video, you are notified in your email account, okay? And if you want to follow me on all my socials over here, or pop up somewhere, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Snapchat, or I don't want to use Snapchat. But anyway, follow me on all of those, okay? You can keep in contact with me. We want to head on with this review, so obviously if you want to hear my thoughts, keep on watching. Okay, so I haven't received the PR from Morphe yet. I know they're getting sent out, but I haven't received it. So I've actually bought this product myself. I was in Stratford in London the other day. And what past the Morphe's done, I was like, the foundation's already out. So I thought it got released later in the UK. So I picked up the foundation in a 5.40, which is the matte one. It's a full coverage foundation. I picked up the 5.40. I picked up the foundation primer in the equalizer. This one's really good for oily skin, as it just makes your skin like really smooth. It feels very silicone-y. And I also picked up the concealer. I can't even find the concealer. Is this the concealer? Yeah, this is the concealer here. I picked up the concealer here, and this is in the shade C4.35. Okay, so basically, let me just read you the description of the foundation. So it says, finally a foundation throwing major shade, 60 to be exact, shades to fit you because a shade struggle is wear me along wearing full coverage foundation, blah blah blah. And it says it's supposed to be 24-hour long wear, sweat proof, transfer resistant, water resistant, free of oils and fragrance and parabens, and great for all skin types. So okay, when I went into Stratford, I just feel sorry for makeup artists because obviously I used to be one, and the shade range was overwhelming. Like, I was there for like maybe 25 minutes trying to find my shade, and some of the shades, the tones were very neutral. I didn't choose to get the pressed powders because I've watched everyone's review. Let's face it, the foundation's been out for a hot minute. I didn't choose to get the pressed powder because I don't really like pressed powders unless it's the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish or the Studio Fix powder. That's the only pressed powders I use. So I didn't feel like I really needed to get the pressed powder. So I just got the basic, the foundation, the concealer, and the primer, and it literally came to like under £40, which is amazing because if you go to MAC, if you go to Urban Decay, if you go to any makeup kind of brand and buy all these free products, you'll be spending over £50 to £60. So the price point was amazing. This isn't a first impressions, I've already used it. So I used it yesterday and I brought it to the opera to test it. So I'll put the video in after how I felt it did. So let's get into this and I'll just try it on for you guys. I'm just gonna correct and all that kind of jazz. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put on the primer, which is equalizer, which is good for like oily skin, just to make it feel more smoother. I really like this primer, it's really, really nice. So I'm gonna do, oh my god, it feels amazing. It's so soft, it makes your skin feel like a baby's bottom. Yo, so nice. I'm just gonna put that in the middle. I'm gonna use my Tatcha Silk Canvas primer just because, guys, I just cannot use this primer. And from what I learned from the Fenty, I'm just gonna use my own products. I'm not gonna like just basically just try and adapt it and just use theirs. So I'm gonna use the primer I would normally use, just so you guys know I've used it the right way and everything I do is the same way I always apply my foundation. So I'm just massaging it into the skin. Okay, so the moment of truth. So okay, I got the shade 5.40. I put some on my hand so you guys can see the shade. If you can see it, it's more, it doesn't look red, it doesn't look yellow. I think it's quite a neutral one. I don't know, I'm sure it said it had golden undertones, but I feel to me it looks quite neutral. Nice foundation. So I think I'm gonna take a Morphe brush to apply this. When you take her out, she's thick. Her waist is snatched, her ass is out, it's thick. So, oh, guys, can you see the coverage, how thick it is? It's so thick. I feel like for these kind of foundations, you definitely need a brush. Oh my god. So the color, tiny bit, it says it's golden, but I feel like I'm always used to matte terms, and like I think it has a bit more red in it. Definitely a bit more red. It's a tiny bit darker than my skin, but I don't really mind. I'd rather go darker than lighter because we ain't out here trying to look like a ghost or ashy. So the coverage is insane. Okay, so this is like one layer done on this side. It's covered up everything, like everything. This foundation is full. When I say it's full, guys, it's full. Like, for the price, for UK price, it's £16. Like, It's so nice. I do like the finish of it. It's very matte, but when I wore it yesterday, I just found that it didn't make me feel tight. I just found that it's like it's like a natural matte foundation, which I like. But I just felt like, what I did feel like, I forgot my powder and I literally didn't touch up, and it was just same damn thing how it looked when I left. Like, so nice. So I'm gonna do the other side so you guys can see the whole face. Okay, so I don't know, I feel like with this foundation, when I've applied it, I like it with a brush and I like going in with the beauty blender after, just because I feel like of the coverage, I just feel like the beauty blender does absorb a lot of it, and I feel like when you use a brush you get maximum coverage. But I like these kind of brushes, kind of like a stippling brush, so you get kind of the airbrush kind of finish. Packaging wise, for me it doesn't feel expensive, but at the same time the packaging is super cute, and a lot of people are saying it does remind them of the L'Oreal Infallible. I've never actually used, I feel like in America it has different packaging. I think the L'Oreal Infallible actually does it. I feel like the L'Oreal Infallible here has a glass bottle, but in America it has a squeezy tube, or I could be like getting the two mixed up, but it does look like that one because I've seen a few people use it. But the coverage is nice, and what I do notice is that the foundation dries pretty quickly, so you do have to work quite fast. I'm gonna go in with a beauty blender. I'm just gonna go over what I've like sort of like buffed on, but the finish is so beautiful. But I do think like you can manipulate this foundation. You can mix it in with moisturizer. You could like use a bit of that Morphe setting spray to make it a bit more dewier. I just actually love it. So guys, I literally just applied all that foundation. It is a tiny bit dark for me, but I don't mind my foundation being like 1 or 2 shades darker, because when I highlight anyway, it's just gonna, you know, it'll just work, it'll work. But anyway, it's now time for concealer. I literally applied my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in Cafe because I just love the undertone, and I feel like it kind of like blanks out any darkness that my color corrector didn't do. So with concealer, why do I keep losing this concealer, please? So as I said before, I got the shade 4.35. When the girl was serving me in the Morphe store, she was so sweet. She actually follows me on Instagram, and she was like, girl, I know you love a bright under eye. Do you want this shade? And I was like, oh my god, no, because I just thought of the Fenty review. When I did the concealer, it was way too light, and I just feel like, let me go for a safe color concealer, because if I want to brighten it, I can always add something a bit lighter. I can always add like a brighter powder. So I'm just gonna apply this. I love the applicator. It's so fat. I'm like living for it. It's just, you know, this is gonna get so much space under your eye. I'm just living for it. So I'm actually just gonna apply some of this. Okay, so the concealer's thick. When you put her on, she glides like a dream. The color's beautiful. It's very golden, but it's not yellow. It's very golden, so it's a really nice tone for anyone deeper skin toned. I'm actually just gonna use a beauty blender to blend that out. Let's see how she blends, because you know with these concealers, like one day they can give you 10 out of 10, and the next day they can give you like a 4 out of 10. So at the moment, she's blending out really nicely. I actually really love it. Actually, I wish I didn't put so much on actually, because I'm actually going out today to meet my friends, and I don't want too much concealer on, because this concealer is super matte, and I don't really like when my under eyes get too dry. Let me just use a mirror. Okay, let's blend this out. I'm gonna use a bit of this foundation brush just so the concealer blends seamlessly. Are you guys happy? This shade is nice. It's not too bright. It's not too crazy. You guys know I normally tend to love a super bright concealer, but this concealer is cute. Blends out nicely. Coverage is nice. It's really pretty. So hey guys, I've literally finished applying the concealer. I'll put it on both sides. I did have to add like a few extra layers. I just added some there. I do like the way the concealer looks. The color is beautiful. I would say in matte terms, it's a bit like an NC45. It's got that really golden kind of cool undertone. I'll put it there and there. As the concealer dries super matte, you do have to make sure your beauty blender is a bit damp, so you can keep like dabbing it just before you set it. Otherwise, the creases will still be there. With the foundation, liking the way it's looking, my face does look super matte. Obviously, I can fix that with a bit of Fix Plus, so it's like obviously all nicer setting spray or the Morphe one. But I actually do like the way it looks. With the concealer, definitely work fast, because it does dry super fast. It's not like the Fenty one where you have like a lot of playtime. It definitely dries, but I do like it. My face looks flawless. It looks beat, but obviously matte. Obviously, and I'm not normally this matte, but like this is matte and it's so full, but I love it. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some like highlight, some contour, some powder, and I'll literally give you my final verdict after this. Hey guys, I literally finished my makeup. I'm looking contoured, highlight, and snatched. So I did my powder, my highlight, whatever. You guys know what I normally do. If you guys want an updated makeup tutorial, definitely let me know in the comments down below, and I'll film that for you. As I can see in the monitor, the foundation looks really, really beautiful. It does look, it still looks very, very matte for me. Like, I'm not used to seeing myself this matte, but it is really, really nice. I have got oily skin, so I definitely feel like this would be amazing for me, especially if I've got an oily T-zone. It is cracking there a tiny, tiny bit, which doesn't happen as early for me. Like, it normally happens in the 4 to 5 hour mark, but it is a really nice foundation. I actually really, really like it. I wish I went one shade lighter in the concealer, because it is, as you guys can see, it's natural. It's a natural highlight. It's not too much. I will put in a clip on of how it wore last night, just so you guys can see how it wears for 6 hours or more, just because I'm going out and I won't be filming and never checking how I did last night, blah blah. So I'm just back home. I thought I'd do a check-in with the Morphe foundation. I've had it on for 6 hours. I've had it on since 5 o'clock because that's when my car picked me up. I haven't touched up my face because I forgot my Fenty blotting powder, so I haven't touched my face. I already took out my contact lenses. Like, I'm oily here. Here, my nose is pretty oily as well. And this here, just normal way I get oily. I don't really get oily here. I'm very like normal there. But I'm actually really impressed. It's gone in a bit on my scalp. I always get little cracks there for my smile lines, but I've got filler there, so that doesn't count. But I'm actually really, really impressed with this foundation. It still looks really nice. Still looks flawless. I haven't got any filters on or anything. I'm just filming this on the front of my iPhone. I'm actually really, really liking this foundation. For the price, it's only £16. Like, still on. Like, I'm actually impressed. Like, bitch. Okay, Morphe. You guys know what you think of the foundation anyway. It's a really nice foundation, £16, super affordable. It's not quite drugstore, it's not quite luxury, so you definitely can't go wrong with your money. The primer, I really, really like. It makes your skin feel really nice and smooth. I was gonna say soothe. And the concealer's cute as well. The concealer was just, everything just worked. It did the whole shebang. If you guys like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up, and obviously let me guys know what you want me to film next. And I shall see you in my next one. Bye guys, love you. Bye.